Welcome to Voice Rising with Kara Johnstad. Enjoy weekly conversations with leading luminaries, pioneering visionaries, singers, poets, musicians, and sound healers as we explore the profound role our voice plays on the path to self-realization and global enlightenment. The internationally acclaimed singer, composer, author, healer, recording artist, voice expert, creator of Voice Your Essence, and founder of the School of Voice, Kara Johnstad uses her extraordinary spiritual gifts to empower others. Everything in this world vibrates. Everything has a frequency. A pioneer in the field of voice work and transformational songwriting. Her breakthrough methods are helping thousands of people worldwide fine-tune their body-mind-spirit system and unlock the energetic frequencies of limitless creativity, health, and abundance. Share your voice, ask your questions, join in the conversation. Receive life-changing, positive transformation and rise together to create a sound world. And here's your host, Kara Johnstad.
Hi, everybody. A big, warm welcome here to our show where we're going to dive into that big question, how we, as humanity, can fine-tune our body, mind, spirit system and heal through sound consciousness. And there is no one better to explore this with us, these very beautiful questions, than the singer, musician, visionary, and yogi Regula Curti, born in Switzerland. Music and art were formative elements of Regula's childhood. She received her musical training at the Conservatory in Zurich. She later completed her master's degree in music therapy. She has created a stunning therapy and training center, Haus der Klingende Lehre, in Seeschau, on a beautiful lakeside location where everybody can go and practice mindfulness and sound healing. She continues taking her vision, which is very rooted in practice, beyond. And today we're going to talk to Regula about where this vision has been taking her, whether she's playing in a string quartet, whether she's singing, whether she's writing poetry, whether she's recording albums, whether she's chanting. I will tell you that she is passionately sharing her wisdom with this world that we live in, and I'm very grateful that she's with us here today. Welcome, Regula Curti.
Thank you very much, Kara. I feel very honored to be with you tonight and to share my experience with you and your audience. I'm calling
Regula,
from Switzerland, so
yes, Switzerland. Yes, from the mountains, from the Alps.
From the mountain, yes. It's very nice to have the feeling that I spread my wings out into the world through your channel.
Yes, and that's what we're doing. You are in Switzerland. I am in Berlin by the forests. OMTimes radio is on the East Coast of the United States. And all of our listeners are tuning in from all over the world. All of them really thirsty and excited to be part of a growing movement, I would say, which is how do we bring sound consciousness? How do we become more aware of the beauty and also these big questions that you bring? You are a peace advocate and you are truly following your calling, a calling to build a vibrant community for conscious creatives of the world. You founded the Beyond Foundation and are now, you've opened an online platform called Beyond Music that encourages musicians worldwide to create innovative cross-cultural music that goes beyond borders. Can you share with us more about this dream of beyond, this beyond dream?
Well, as Tina Turner said, who was like the co-founder of this movement and contributed so many wonderful prayers to our albums, she always said, I want to take as much people as possible with me. And that's how I believe that's what we would like to do, to take as much possible people to inspire them, to collaborate, to share their wisdom, to unite through music and through the voices, and send out through their music frequencies into the world which help to heal the world and to raise the consciousness. And you can do it so beautifully with songwriting, with the lyrics, and with holding hands all together all over the planet, because we are, of course, a worldwide platform trying to unite as much musicians and singers and producers as possible to collaborate and to unite.
Beautiful. Regula, since the last time we spoke, Beyond Music released a very successful album called Same Sky. It was your volume 1, and today we are celebrating the release of the volume 2, Same Planet, which I believe is the whole album is being released at the end of February. And
yes.
And share with us how we as artists and we as listeners can participate in this community. Because, I mean, one thing, of course, is we can buy the albums, we can listen to the albums, we can stream the albums, but how do people actively, as artists come to your platform, or how do listeners maybe help choose songs? How does that work at Beyond?
Yes, the platform is an invitation-based platform. So whenever you feel attracted by our philosophy, and you are a musician, a singer, producer, songwriter, you may contact us. And we look, of course, we have to look at some videos. You have to have some experience already in the music, because we are working with professionals. And so then you get an invitation code, and you are able to put your profile on our platform, and some songs of you or some music of yours. And through a searching engine, you can search for other artists to collaborate with you. So when you have like an idea, let's say you have written a song and you would like to share this lyric with other musicians to compose the music around it, then you can search instruments, you can search styles, you can search probably cultures, and so you search for your musician to collaborate, and on an internal chat system you can share your ideas, connect other musicians, and share files. And beautiful. It's all for free. So it's all for free. And we have every year we have a producer who is, and some mentors who help you also. We have tutorials who are teaching you. You may be able to see videos to get some ideas, to be inspired, to get some teachings also on the platform. So the platform is a whole community and a whole creative space, let's say musical space, to connect and to reach out to somebody in Kazakhstan, Russia, or South America. We have at the moment we have 600 active artists on the platform from 68 countries and from 55 different genres. So every genre is, or every style is possible. And this time we had 193 pieces which were submitted for the song For the Planet.
Beautiful. Regula, I want to play your very first single that you released. It was, you released it for the first single for Same Planet, and it's entitled Child Song, words and music by Marshall Muse and Akwasi Marley. It's a radical call for humanity towards children and mothers who have been severely neglected. I listened to the song. It's a very powerful message and reminder that children are a very crucial part of our society and also our future. Do you want to say a few words about this, or should we just have a listen to Child Song?
I think you should just first listen to Child Song.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's have a listen. Child Song from Volume 2, Same Planet, Beyond Music.
Children and mothers calling for mercy. They wonder where we are. Oh, we owe them the answers, no matter what the price is, and that is who we are. I see a picture where nothing is stolen. Oh yeah, yes, I see a future where no child is broken. Oh, sing me a song, a good song, sing a child song. Sing me a song, a good song, sing a child song. Child song, yeah, child song, child song, sing a child song.
See the business, the witness, the sickness is so deep, the weakness, the evilness, the silence is broken, the brightest, the light years, the highest are chosen, the jobless, the mantless, the I-read know nothing, the children, the millions, the leaders are joking, the patriots, the haters, the fakeness is okay, for freedom, the kingdom, the wisdom turn syndrome, for peace and for Jesus, his answers will please us. Keep grinding, keep shining, and sing me a child song. The fathers, the mothers, sing me a child song. The sisters, the brothers, sing me a child song. The Lion of Zion, sing me a child song.
Sing me a song, a good song, sing a child song. Oh, sing me a song, a good song, sing a child song.
Child Song, a melodramatic fusion of jazz, pop, poetry, and spoken words full of consciousness that is on the same planet. New album from Beyond Music. Regula Curti is with me in studio. Yeah, Regula, children, right? Every child comes with such a big open heart and wanting to discover the world based on truth and fairness and justice. And yet often they're confronted with a very different reality. How can we support the kids in this world and help them to grow up without losing that childlike wonder?
Yes, that's a big question, because most children they are really victims of different, let's say, circumstances, lack of education, domestic violence, and victims of circumstances. And well, I believe, as I was a teacher when I started in my life, I believe that singing with the children is the most important thing, because then they can reconnect and they feel accepted. But what we can do is to compose, and I encourage every composer to compose, or songwriter to compose as much songs for the children, because that's where the future lies. And it's very powerful to send out songs for the children.
Yeah. That's true. I hadn't thought about that. I mean, I know that we all sing children's songs, but to really bring new music, fresh ideas, and to really compose for the children things also that are touching them, like global warming and wars and water and the planet and, like you said, domestic violence, and to give them that feeling of that they're being heard and that they're able to. And maybe also at the School of Voice, what I created, we also have a lot of songwriting for young kids, and it's beautiful to see kids now with, even 7, 8, 9 coming and wanting to play piano and sing and learn audio production, learn how to lay down their track. It's quite precious. Regula, we're going to take a very, very short break, and then we're going to come back in a few moments and talk more about music, mindfulness, our planet.
Yes. Looking forward.
The cutting edge of conscious radio. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
With happy clients all over the world, Cara Johnstad knows that your voice is the missing link to more authenticity, abundance, creativity, and health. An internationally acclaimed voice expert, Cara's breakthrough methods have helped thousands of people successfully heal their voice wounds and extinguish the story of self-doubt and shyness forever. Join in group trainings, attend online sessions, schedule one-on-one time, and invite Cara to work with your organization and community. Get started today. Go to www.carajohnstad.com. and receive a special guided meditation designed to fine-tune your inner voice and welcome you on the voice journey.
The United States has the highest rate of incarceration in the world. At the Equal Justice Initiative, we believe mass incarceration has to end. There is this presumption of dangerousness and guilt that gets assigned to Black and brown people. We have to confront our history of racial injustice and commit to a new era of truth. There's something better waiting for us, something that feels more like freedom. Truth can inspire change. Please learn more at eji.org.
Welcome back to Voice Rising. I am your host, Cara Johnstad, and with me in studio is Regula Curti from the Beyond Foundation. Regula, your project is really global. You were talking about how many countries and musicians from all over the world you have that are coming together. We are in the middle of a pandemic where there are a lot of strict travel restrictions in place. So how has modern technology opened up a new way for people to come together and continue to meet and collaborate and maybe even record, even though we're not able to see each other in person, like, Yeah, in German you say vor Ort, no? Vor Ort, in person. How were you able to continue recording even though we're in the middle of even though we have travel restrictions in Europe in place?
Yes, of course we were able to collaborate. That was most important for all our musicians. They all wrote us incredible letters that Beyond Music saved their time during the pandemic, and because they were so isolated, being in their little rooms, mostly small apartments or just one room, and being very isolated. So the possibility through a little iPhone, being able to connect another musician and starting exchanging ideas, made it for them very, very important. So Beyond Music allowed them to continue to create, to collaborate, to share, and to make new music together. So I was somehow very proud when I realized, it took me a while during the first lockdown to realize that we are right on target with the platform. And I mean, to produce an album, inviting all musicians from all over the world to fly them into a studio in France cost so much money. So I said to myself, why not taking all that money and just making more awards, encourage more musicians to collaborate and to submit new pieces and give them more awards. So we could actually give many awards. So one award is for one artist is mostly around $1,000. It saved some people's life during the lockdown. We had this beautiful musician who wrote child song from Ghana. He had to sell his whole equipment. And when he received the award, he wrote us back. He was in tears and he wrote us back, "You can't imagine what that means for me, that now I can go and get my equipment back."
Yeah. Very beautiful. There's another song that I'd like to play. It's called Vidala de la Espera, Faith and Hope in Our Sacred Music, Faith and Hope in Our Sacred Humanity. It was written during the first COVID-19 lockdown in the spring, while everything was standing still, and we all experienced this infinite silence. I mean, some countries experienced it maybe more than others. Some countries are even still open, but many people in the spring, that was the first moment where we just had to really take a hard moment as humanity went into a pause, and we knew that it was time to decide. Tell us a little bit more about Vidala de la Espera and its call to reunite Mother Earth and her inhabitants.
Yes, it's a collaboration between an Argentinian artist, Mariel Barrena. She composed the lyrics, and Mariana Barrage, also from Argentina, has a beautiful shamanistic voice. And Rauschen Orazbayeva from Kazakhstan, she plays a very interesting string instrument and is also a shamanistic singer. Then with a Dutch and an American musician together, they composed this song, and it's actually a call to reunite Mother Earth and her inhabitants. So the refrain is faith and hope in our sacred music, faith and hope in our sacred humanity. So it has a very strong message. It's an exciting fusion of jazz, folk, and sacred music with sounds from Latin America and Asia.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's listen to Vidala de la Espera from Same Planet, the new album being released at the end of February from Beyond Music.
Faith and hope in our sacred music. Faith and hope in our sacred humanity.
ömmet.
Vidala de la Espera from the new album, Same Planet. I'm in studio here with Regula Curti. Regula, you are a singer, you are an artist, you are a teacher, you are a yogi, you are a yoga too, you are a yogi, and I am sure, although we've never met in person, that you are incredibly empathic and very sensitive. So knowing how the world tends to spin out of sorts, and you were talking about the children and they're a victim of circumstances, how do you keep that faith and hope in our sacred humanity? Do you have a daily practice that helps to ground you and tune you, or how do you find the strength to believe and continue to believe in the goodness that we are as human beings?
Yes, that's my daily practice in Kundalini Yoga, which offers through the singing and through various meditation so much possibilities to shift your energy, and instantly. I realize, I really have to do it every morning. When I sit on my mat and I do my yoga first to tune my body, and then go into, let's say, a chanting meditation with a special mantra, which I selected for a special purpose that I feel I need to achieve that day. Let's say, if I feel that I'm perhaps too hard and not that much receptive, or not so much in my compassion in my heart, I can select something. If I need more grit on this day or more vision on this day, I select another chant. And I really realized how much my practice is helping me to keep up, and of course with daily walks in nature, to reconnect with trees, clouds, rivers, which is so important, and just being in service of the people around me every day.
Yeah, beautiful.
Sharing, giving, yes.
Yeah, I think Thich Nhat Hanh, he talks about this too. It's like, I mean, maybe many masters have said this, if we all take care of our garden, if we all take care of our corner, if we all take care of our community, then the world is fine, right? Because if we all, and many times I think and I have to say, I've had this happen myself, we're so concerned with something so far away that we might not be able to solve in that moment. But we can solve that we're recycling, or we can solve that we're picking up trash, or we can solve that we are kind to each other in our neighborhood. And if we all take those little steps, each one can make a change. And through communities like Beyond Music, that is bringing people together, then we see that it does happen, right? I want to go into a song which I love, and it is talking about change, and it's talking about not only how life is cyclical and seasons and things come and go, but it's also talking about the years of consuming and a waste culture that is literally destroying our planet. It is talking about recycling, and I was thinking, Regula, you know this better than probably most people. Musicians recycle all the time. I was thinking we have 12 notes, and we're just recycling them from Bach to Chopin to Nina Simone to Tina Turner to mantras to chants. We're recycling, and we're happy. We're happy living a simple life. We keep on taking those notes and rearranging them and doing them new. But maybe we have to inspire some other people. Do you want to say anything about Tikawe, or should we just listen to it? I gave that little clue. It is about recycling. It is about, as far as I understood the song.
Yeah, you said it so beautifully. I couldn't say it better. So Tikave means miracle of life, and is the work of 6 artists coming from Denmark, Cameroon, South Africa, Germany, and Ghana. So it's an interesting group of people coming together for that song.
Beautiful. Let's listen to Tikave and just see more, feel more, experience more.
You shall sustainable. Use long-lasting light bulbs. Plant a tree, educate yourself. You can make a change. Tikave, 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 Tikave. Reuse, recycle, cut down on what you throw away. Reduce, reuse, recycle, cut down on what you throw away.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Vox Novus, the new voice. Vox Novus, the new dimension. Vox Novus, thought and movement leaders who will share from their experience and offer tools to help us navigate our rapidly changing world. My name is Victor Furman. Join me every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio for Vox Novus, the new voice.
These are the sounds of a dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Welcome back to Voice Rising. I'm your host, Cara Johnstad, and we are back with the visionary singer, yogi, and founder of the Beyond Foundation, Regula Curti. So, Regula, many people know about species extinction. They're aware that we are losing millions of acres of forests, meadows, natural habitats for the animals due to greed and climate change. Yet very few people are aware that over the past century alone, around 400 languages have been lost. It's about one language every 3 months that go extinct. And many linguists estimate that at the end of this century, that 90% of the world's remaining 6,500 languages will be gone. Today we have 10 top languages in the world that are there for over half the world's population. And I just wanted to thank you at Beyond Music that you're not only integrating different cultures, you're using different instruments from around the world that are not mainstream instruments, but you are preserving and honoring diverse mother tongues. So I was wondering what your thoughts were, if it's a conscious thought or if it's just what happens when people come together. But can language diversity be preserved, or are we on the path to becoming a monolingual species?
Oh, yes. It's so wonderful that you pointed out, because I'm living in a country where we have 4 languages, but then we have so many dialects, and it's so beautiful to because it makes the world so rich. And I hope that will continue, that they don't distinguish, so that they really keep alive. I was myself astonished when I founded the platform, how many language we have, how many dialects we have on the platform, and how wonderful it is to integrate them. And not only sing in English, so that everybody understands the text, so that we allow them really to sing in their mother language, and maybe integrate with another voice the English meaning, so that people understand what they sing about. Yeah. But it is such a precious culture what we have, and not only languages, animals, plants. We have to help to keep alive the diversity of our planet, because it is a wonderful interplay of so many different factors to have a clean and healthy planet. And I believe it starts like that, that we have this diversity, and I'm very happy with the platform to help to honor that diversity and make people aware that it exists, that that's the only way that our planet really keeps healthy, in diversity.
Yes, I'm incredibly happy and touched to hear the different tongues, the different sounds, the different rhythms, and with every language comes also different belief systems and different perceptions. So I think you're right about that. Regula, I want to have people get a listen now with that background a little bit to Meadow Song. many beautiful voices on this song, and how we as a humanity can come together through not only the universal language called music, but like you said, the healthy wisdom of its diversity that creates a healthy planet. So let's listen to Meadow's song. Meadow.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
I love the sunrise. I love the moonlight. I love when I'm looking at you. And I love when it rains. Oh, I love when the wind blows. I love taking pictures with you. But how can I live with myself? How can I, when I know I'll never see you again? How can I live with myself? How can I, when I know my actions put you at stake? To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home. To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home.
Tiempo de cuidar, tiempo de ayudar, tiempo de no lastimarnos más. Tiempo de cuidar, tiempo de ayudar, tiempo de no lastimarnos más. Tiempo de cuidar, ayudar, respetar y no lastimar. Tiempo de cuidar, ayudar, respetar y no lastimar. Nada soy si no te tengo, quedo solo sin aliento. Sin ti nada soy, contigo hay razón. Sin ti nada soy, contigo hay razón. Sin ti nada soy, contigo hay razón. Sin ti nada soy, contigo hay una razón.
To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home. To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home.
Wish that I could give my children everything I had and more. And I know that my generation mistreated nature, and it will never be like before. So how can I live with myself? How can I, when I know it will never be the same?
The birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home. To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home. To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home. To the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, the cats in the wild and the pets at home, the worms in the ground and insects on free, the trees in the wild and the crops at home.
Meadow from the soon-to-be released album Same Planet, Volume 2 from Beyond Music. And yes, Meadow. This is all talking about diversity. So how will I live with myself? Basically, how will we live with ourselves if we don't take action, if we somehow don't give back? And my daddy used to say, make the world a better place than where you found it, right? Do you know that saying, Regula?
Oh, yes, I know that saying. Yeah.
Ah, exactly.
Yeah, I was very touched by this song because we do not ask ourselves, can I live with myself if I destroy the planet?
Yeah. It's a very good question, right? To ask. And I think, I think that is where the practice is so important, but where I struggle sometimes is when we become conscious, which we have been, let's say, I was saying this to somebody the other day, in the 80s we had Chernobyl and we became conscious. I mean, maybe before that, there were many moments to become conscious. And that we then continue 20 years later to have a Fukushima or whatever. That's where I stumble sometimes, where I struggle with faith and hope, where I really struggle. Because I think we all know that we are at a very important time in evolution in the moment. And it's an amazingly powerful question. How will I live with myself? And it's a good question to ask. How is it for you, Regula? We are, like we've mentioned this in the show a couple times already, in this lockdown, there's a lot of collective grief surfacing, and obviously there's a lot of creative potential that's also coming forward as we join together to shift and transform. Do you see this moment in time, this taking a rest, this taking a pause, this moment for reflection when we get to ask those big questions and how will I live with myself? Do you think there's a message in all of this that we can carry with us? And where would you like to be in a year from now? Or where would you like us to be?
Well, in the first lockdown, I experienced that we were thinking more like communities, like helping each other. And I found it so beautiful. Everybody shared food or tried to see what the other need. And we started to be creative in our businesses, and really great new things happened during the first lockdown. Now we have in Switzerland the second lockdown, and I experience people becoming more aggressive, more dividing, also the more division between opinion with all the vaccination and tests and so what. And I miss so terribly the community aspect, the thinking about what we can do as a community to raise that consciousness and above this bug or virus, COVID-19. And I feel very much right now. I feel very much sad about what happens in our society. Don't know how it is in other society, but what I see when I read the newspaper is that many countries. They struggle with the same, that people become more egoistic, they think more about themselves, and there is more division of opinions. So I'm wondering, how can we help to keep up with this new spirit, which is the spirit of the we, of the other, and not only I. How can we support that new movement of we? Of course, in the spiritual communities, I see wonderful things happening. But how can we bring it down to the people? How can we bring it there where really it is needed? So that's where I struggle right now.
Yeah, there's a beautiful line that says, when we shift from I to we, then illness becomes wellness.
Wow,
right? If you see the word, if you shift from I to we, illness becomes wellness.
Wellness, yes.
Yeah, we love this. Yeah, I don't know what the solutions are, but I do think that mindfulness and meditation is powerful. But I also think why I'm touched so much by the work you're doing for the world is that a lot of times Number one, if people have never been alone or spent time with themselves, they're in overwhelm with the grief and the panic and the survival, and maybe not having jobs and maybe having to sell their instruments. So maybe it's not silence in this moment. It's the music and the dance and in war times, often there was people would go dancing to really, and I think that is what's so difficult in the moment, is that there are no choirs. In Germany, it's like this. There's no singing together. There's no choirs. There's no dancing. There's no anything. And so this creative movement in the arts, which we very much need, sitting on flat screens the whole day, we need to, that's not as easily possible, but it is possible, right? It is possible. You're doing it at Beyond Music. You're collaborating. We can do it by painting, by journaling, we can even write love notes and leave them for the birds in the forest. I mean,
there are many things to do.
We can bake bread and give it to our neighbors. I mean, there are things we can do, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Do you have a golden nugget? Yeah?
We can do right where we are. We can do so many things right where we are.
Yes. Maybe we should leave it at that. I was going to ask you if you have a golden nugget of wisdom about the voice, but maybe let's think about that. Let's, before the end music plays, we can think about all the things we can do right where we are. Like we can, it just snowed in Berlin. We can just shovel the snow and make sure that the sidewalks are not icy for the elderly that might slip, right? We can, what else can we do, Regula? What is something that's very easy to do where we can give kindness to this world in this moment of time?
Well, we can call, somebody who's lonely, and we can sing together through the phone.
Yeah.
It's very easy, My best friend, who is a music therapist, she calls really very, very sick people, and through the phone, she plays her bowls, her singing bowls, and she chants, and it doesn't need so much.
I think that's what we're going to do. Regula Curti, you have inspired us all. I want everybody out there to pick up the telephone, call someone they love, and sing them a song. And if you're a little bit shy of singing, then you take your little dinner bell, or you take a few sticks, you take a little bit of rhythm, and you just speak a poem. You do something to lift up the spirits through voice. Thank you, Regula, so much for being with us today here at Voice Rising. It was a great pleasure to talk to you again.
Thank you very much.